Hey, just a couple of probably completely unrelated thoughts today. The first is I'm not a Trump supporter, but I still think that probably the country and even probably myself personally are better off with Trump than we would have been with Hillary because I I don't know, I have had a visceral dislike for her since long before her puppet was president back in the 90s. So, yeah, I personally I don't have a president. I don't it doesn't matter who does what with the government. I do not have a president. I don't need anyone to represent me. What they do can't help me in any way. Um, and I try to limit what harm that they do to me. I'm not invested in them in any way. I think that anybody who actually ends up becoming president is probably a really, really bad person no matter what. I think every one of them is. I don't think a good person can make it through the process to get to that office. Um, so, yeah, I think it's just ridiculous to like a president. It's like choosing your favorite form of cancer or something. But I still think that in this case it was probably a choice between skin cancer and pancreatic cancer, and so I think that America dodged a bullet on that one. But whatever. Presidents are who they are. They're going to do what they're going to do, and it's not my circus, not my monkeys. They're they're just pretty much irrelevant to me. Then on the other thing, you know, I was thinking about the kneeling for the football protest thing, whatever. And I've said before that the bar for protesting has gotten pretty low when you still worship Holy Pole Quilt. You just do it slightly differently than the nationalists would really prefer that you do it. But I think that the guy who started that, and I can't remember his name, Colin something, I think. I'm not a sports baller, so I don't watch any of that stuff. But anyway, I think that he's probably going to pretty much go down in history as similar to Rosa Parks. And see, her I remember. But yeah, I do think that that's where he's going to end up. You know, he found a peaceful way to get his message across. And in fact, in the long run of things, he's actually been much less disruptive than Rosa Parks was. So he hasn't been as brave as she was. But I think that, yes, I do think that the cops are murdering innocent people at a huge rate, and I do think that they focus more on certain ethnicities than others. I think the obvious solution is to disband all police departments, and if some cowardly populations insist on keeping them around, at least disarm the police departments while the cops are on duty. There's no reason that a cop should ever be armed on duty. Encourage the whole population to be armed. Then if a cop needs armed backup, he can call on somebody who should be carrying a gun. Cops should not be carrying guns on duty ever. There is no excuse for it. None. So, yeah, that would solve the problem really quick. Plus, it would get a lot of the bullies out of the police departments that the only reason they're there is because they know that they can intimidate people without consequence. And, that's just really scummy. But that's the kind of people that are attracted to that kind of work. Anyway, so that's my 2 thoughts for the day. Later.